What up, though? Your mother and father created you. What did you create? Who have you influenced? Why? The 10 most followed Instagram accounts in the world in 2024 by Forbes India, January 2024. Top 10 people with highest followers on Instagram. Cristiano Ronaldo. As of January 2nd, 2024, Cristiano Ronaldo is the most followed person on Instagram with over 589 million followers. One of the world's most exceptional footballers. He holds the position of forward for Al Nassr and serves as the esteemed captain of the Portuguese national team. The content on his feed offers insight into his personal and professional life. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is the second most followed person on Instagram. Messi assumes the role of captain for the esteemed Argentinian national team while also serving as a forward for the renowned Inter Miami. Lionel Messi has amassed a sizable following of 469 million Instagram users. On his Instagram profile, you find snapshots of his career, his moments with family, and insights into various events he attends. Selena Gomez, securing the third position on the list of most followed Instagram accounts. Selena Gomez commands an impressive 420 million Instagram followers. Musician, founder of Rare Beauty, an influential brand. Kylie Jenner, following of 388 million. Her platform showcases her cosmetics brand, as well as Kylie Skin, Kylie Swim, and Kylie Baby. Dwayne Johnson, 383 million followers, a wrestler. His more recent ventures revolved around the entertainment industry. Ariana Grande is a singer, songwriter, cosmetics industry. Her venture, REM Beauty, 374 million followers on Instagram. Kim Kardashian, 359 million Instagram followers. She ventured into the shapewear, ambassador for luxury brands. Beyonce, following of 311 million. Beyonce's account, primarily featuring a collection of captivating self-portraits, candid glimpses into her personal life, and professional images derived from various photo shoots and music videos. Khloe Kardashian, a reality television personality, model, and businesswoman, TV series, fashion advertisements, garnering a substantial following of 308 million individuals. Kendall Jenner, TV shows Keeping Up with the Kardashians, a model, cosmetics lineup, tequila brand. Justin Bieber, the 10th most followed person on Instagram is singer-songwriter Justin Bieber, following of 291 million Instagram users. The 20 most influential creators right now by Rolling Stone, April 2023. Adam W., 19 million followers on TikTok. Observational comedy skewering gender relations and the perplexing nature of modern life. A comedian got his first taste of virality in 2016 when a clip about his girlfriend getting ready for a night out while driving her car blew up. Videos center on relatable everyday experiences like glitchy food delivery apps, his mom always trying to clean while he's hanging out at home, or getting friend-zoned by a date. Alex Cooper, 5 million listeners per episode, Spotify, the host of the Spotify podcast. The podcast, at first primarily centered on sex and relationships, it's since evolved with a much broader focus, with Cooper openly discussing such topics as trauma, feminism, and mental health with the world's biggest stars, as well as tackling political subjects. Amelia de Moldenberg, 2.9 million followers, TikTok. For 9 years, the London-based journalist has been taking notables on dates, interviews in the city's fried chicken restaurants, in which she awkwardly flirts and deploys her signature deadpan wit. What started as a bit became a sensation. Botez Sisters, 1.2 million followers, Twitch. Fierce play and sibling chemistry have earned them more than 1 million followers each. They post clips of themselves playing, talking, and joking about the game, all while streaming from an LA content house. Code Miko, 926,000 followers, Twitch. A former VFX animator started experimenting with social media. Opens the process to fans by building virtual avatars of herself right there for her viewers to watch. Shows her audience how VTubers use technology to pursue perfection. Earlier this year, she used a shock collar on herself during a stream. The D'Amelio Sisters, 205.7 million followers, TikTok. A competitive dancer, older sister. Her focus, music. She's released several moody, introspective pop songs. The sisters have starred in reality series. Drewski, 5.6 million followers, Instagram. Appeared in videos, is on a cross-country comedy tour. Peacock movie. Got his start posting sketches he wrote and performed that skewered recognizable characters from his hometown. Dylan Mulvaney, 10.8 million followers, TikTok. Came out, used it to document experience. Elsa Majimbo, 2.5 million followers, TikTok. A comedian, her videos often recorded while she's in bed wearing cheap sunglasses and very audibly munching on chips. She's a talented chess player, released a dub single, collaborated on a book, hosted a podcast where she conducted interviews from bed. The persona she's created loves canceling plans, rather dance the ringtone than answer her phone. Josh Richards, 26 million followers, TikTok. Dead on lip syncs. Formed a venture capital fund, became chief strategy officer at Triller, co-founded production company, co-host of a popular podcast. Kai Cenat, 4.7 million subscribers, Twitch. Streamer. He does prank videos, just chatting, live streaming games. Twitch's most subscribed creator. His genuine goofiness and love of the camera keep viewers coming back. Khaby Lame, 156 million followers, TikTok. Rose to international prominence by reacting expressively and wordlessly to everything from botched cooking attempts to one creator's nap tent. He got his start flashing his signature bored smile. He got his start flashing his signature bored smile. LaRon Hines, 9.5 million followers, TikTok. Interviews of kids at his family's Mississippi daycare center. The series has won Hines a 2022 NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Social Media Personality. Logan Paul, 23 million subscribers, YouTube. The pot stirrer of content creation started out posting clips, dropping out of college in 2014 to become a full-time content creator. Monet McMichael, 3.1 million followers, TikTok. Post simple content like GRWM videos, outfit reveals, and goofing around with her family. Mr. Beast, 140 million subscribers, YouTube. Started out on YouTube when he was 11, making videos of himself playing Minecraft and Call of Duty and guessing famous YouTubers' net worths. A decade later, giving away millions of dollars to strangers and orchestrating over-the-top stunts on his channels. Northwest, 15.5 million followers, TikTok. At 9 years old, has one of the most popular accounts on TikTok. She shares the account with her famous mom. Snapshots of a glamorous childhood, doing her hair, making homemade pasta, dancing. Olivia Dunn, 7.3 million followers, TikTok. College gymnast. She's managed to hone her cheeky wit, bodycon fashion sense, flirty lip syncs, and incredible skill into a social media craze. Teffy, 1.6 million followers, TikTok. Deep dive centered on pivotal pop culture drama from the past. When she's not posting scripted content, Teffy's talking her fans through breakups, family woes, and young adult dramas. Valkyrie, 3.9 million subscribers, YouTube. Started as a video game streamer while working part-time at GameStop, using her employee perks to grab the hottest games. 8 years later, one of the most popular streamers in the world. Creators and influencers. This is from PBS. Herskovitz, at the heart of blackness. Melville Herskovitz, anthropologist of Slovak extraction who broke new ground in the definition and analysis of African American culture. Herskovitz was the first prominent white intellectual to declare that black culture in America was not pathological, but rather inherently African, and that it had to be viewed within that context. His book, 1941, The Myth of the Negro Past. Immediately following Herskovitz's death, the Black Panther Party used the myth of the Negro past to inform their activism. This is a letter to Herskovitz from W.E.B. Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois. It says, "My dear Mr. Herskovitz, I have just read your book and I am reviewing it for the June crisis. I like it very much. Perhaps you have not seen my health and physique of the Negro American, Atlanta University Studies, published in 1906. If you can get hold of a copy, read page 30. If I can find a copy, I will send it to you, but I am afraid I have not one left. Very sincerely yours, W.E.B. Du Bois." Let's go to the health and physique of the Negro American. The health and physique of the Negro American by W.E.B. Du Bois. He wanted him to read page 30. He says, "I have personally classified nearly 40,000 colored people. 10,000 were in the Black Belt and in rural districts, and the rest were in cities, Atlanta and Savannah, but cities in or near the Black Belt. Of these, 17,000 were to all appearances of unmixed Negro blood. 6,000 had without doubt more white than Negro blood, while the other 16,000 were classified as brown. In the majority of cases, they undoubtedly had some white blood. In other cases, I was not sure whether their color was due to white blood or to the fact that they were descended from brown Africans. I am inclined to think that in the light of available data and the results of fairly wide observation, that at least 1/3 of the Negroes of the United States have recognizable traces of white blood, leaving about 6 million others. This, of course, is partial guesswork. This paper does not pretend to present the results of careful studies. The main types for separate study would be the full-blooded Negroes and those with a quarter, half, and three-quarters of white blood. In the eighths, the octoroon, the 5/8 Negro, etc. The assumptions, therefore, that a mulatto has one white parent or grandparent is not always true. No full-blood white may have appeared among his ancestors for 4 or 5 generations, and yet he himself may be half or 3/4 white. In the following pages, I have selected out of a school of about 300 young people between the ages of 12 and 20 years, 56 persons who seem to me to be fairly typical of the group of young Negroes in general. The types are only provisionally indicated here as the lines are by no means clear in my own mind. Still, I think that some approximation of a workable division has been made, so far as that is possible without exact scientific measurements. Among these 56 young persons, all of whom I have known personally for periods varying from 1 to 10 years, I have sought roughly to differentiate 4 sets of American Negro types. And he goes on to say A type is the Negro type, full-blooded Negroes. Brown Negroes, full-blooded or with less than 1/4 of white blood. Mulatto types, blended types, Negro colored, Negro haired, Negro featured. C, he says, the quadroon type, the chromatic series, blended types. And then D, He says white types with Negro blood, Latin, Celtic, English, Germanic. Now that's influence. Herskovitz, that's real influence. Herskovitz influenced W.E.B. Du Bois, and they influenced you. They are the fathers of the "you are African" theory. Major influence. It is not pretended, I repeat, that this cursory sketch can be made a basis for any very definite conclusions. Further work must depend more largely on exact physical measurement of size, weight, and head formation, as well as psychophysical experiment. In future study, the unmixed types need a special supplement. Comparisons will inevitably arise between the blacks and mixed bloods. So we're speaking of influencers. We're speaking of the longevity that influencers may have, and creators. 11 famous black inventors who changed your life by Adrian Donica and Brad Witter. Thomas L. Jennings, 1791 to 1859. Thomas L. Jennings was working as a tailor and businessman in New York City when he invented a process for dry cleaning delicate clothing known as dry scouring. Jennings applied for a patent in 1820 and received his history-making approval the following year. Sarah Boone, 1832 to 1904. In 1892, Sarah Boone patented a design improvement to the ironing board. The North Carolina native wrote that the purpose of her invention was to produce a cheap, simple, convenient, and highly effective device, particularly adapted to be used in ironing the sleeves and bodies of ladies' garments. Alexander Miles, 1838-1918. Anyone who's written modern elevators has Alexander Miles to thank for the automatic doors. Miles created a mechanism that forced both elevator doors to close simultaneously, thus preventing dangerous accidents. Elijah McCoy, 1844 to 1929, 57 patents, the namesake for the popular complimentary phrase, the real McCoy, the portable ironing board, and the lawn sprinkler, just to name a couple. Garrett Morgan, 1877 to 1963. Garrett Morgan, early patent for an improved sewing machine design. Kentucky native. His safety hood, patented in 1914, was a breathing device that filtered out harmful elements and became the prototype for the World War I era gas mask. He also created a more sophisticated traffic signal. Frederick McKinley Jones, 1893 to 1961, developed the automatic refrigeration equipment used in long-haul trucks that transport perishables in the late 1940s. Jones' technology was also used to transport blood during World War II. Alice H. Parker, 1895, the central heating furnace design in December 1919 made use of natural gas for the first time to keep homes warm and toasty. This is from Nat Geo, African American inventors of the 18th century. James Fortin, 1766-1842, born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, developed a patent for a device to handle ship sails, which made him a wealthy man. George Peake, 1722 to 1827, invented a hand mill for grinding corn. Katana, Yoshindo Yoshihara, www.toki.tokyo. Yoshihara Yoshindo, master Japanese swordsmith. Yoshindo Yoshihara is considered the foremost present-day swordsmith in terms of both popularity and skill, a true genius. Yoshihara, said to be the best swordsmith in Japan. Only around 300 swordsmiths in Japan remain active in sword making. To become an expert swordsmith, one must first go through 10 or more years of training. Even the smithing tools used are made in the workshop. He says, ancient tools like these are sold nowhere. Each sword requires roughly 3 months to be completed. The apprentices all quietly do their own work, the sounds of hammering swords and the echoes of fire burning wood. Yoshihara Yoshindo watches over his apprentices during work, but he doesn't give them advice. He says, we don't need an apprentice who cannot learn on his own by watching, he says. We asked him what was the most important thing about making swords. To never compromise. It is easy to make a compromise, but we hold our prides and devote our lives into creating swords. This is from Oxford English Dictionary. Creator. The divine agent which creates all things from nothing. Let's do a sidebar to Oxford English Dictionary. The word agent. So the word creator, the divine agent which creates all things from nothing. And we go to agent, a person who or thing which acts upon someone or something, one who or that which exerts power, the doer of an action, sometimes contrasted with the patient undergoing the action. Still on agent, a person or thing that operates in a particular direction or produces a specified effect, the cause of some process or change. The person who originates an impression. A person acting on behalf of another. A person or company that provides a particular service, typically one that involves arranging transactions between two other parties, a person or company that represents an organization. In colonial North America and subsequently the United States, an official appointed to represent the government in dealing with an indigenous people. we go back and continue with creator. A person who or thing which creates or brings something into existence. This is from 1548. A person who represents a dramatic character or role for the first time. A person who designs a costume. Do the right thing.